doctor reads coming up right now. Stein is a famous poet, and in 1913 she wrote, "A rose is a rose is a rose." Well, I'm going to be honest with you, this is not your normal basic rose. This is an incredible, incredible rose. In fact, we've doubled the offer, doubled the petals. Everything about this is wow. There truly is nothing like getting roses. You've got them as a gift or for Mother's Day. Boy, we hate to throw them out, but imagine if you could grow your own glorious roses on your patio, in your yard, in your garden, and that is the beginning of our fabulous story tonight. I want you guys to see these because they're incredible. You're getting a whole set of red and you're getting a set of the pink, and they're gonna come to your home right away, and literally between 30 and 60 days, you will start to see blooms. How neat is that? Okay, so we've got a lot to get into, and I'm so pumped tonight. We got a great price. I would recommend that you think about getting more than one set, because this is a phenomenal, phenomenal deal that we're offering you. So let me start here. I'm gonna show you what I have beside me, and then I'm gonna show you the bigger ones. This is literally first year. Can you imagine? In 30 to 60 days, you start to see blooms, and then it just gets better and better. This is about year 2 that you're gonna see up here in front of me, and then they can continue to be as big as you'd like, a big bush, but they also make great containers, and you're getting both. Now, what makes these really cool is the actual rose themselves, because they're not your typical rose. What happens with a normal rose is you're gonna get anywhere between about between 5 and 13 petals. Here's what's neat about ours. You're getting anywhere between 18 and 25 petals per rose. And the great news is these can grow in any climate. So it doesn't matter what zone you are, it doesn't matter where you live, you're gonna get beautiful, gorgeous, fresh roses in your garden, your patio, or your yard, year in and year out. It is phenomenal. So let me show you how they come too, because this is crazy great, you guys. Right now, this is actually a 3-year-old bush. And what I love is these aren't starters. You don't have to wait for years to get something to happen. Literally 30 to 60 days after you plant these, you're gonna start seeing those beautiful blooms. And then of course it just gets better than that. That's how they come to you. Now the nice part about it is you get all the instructions. They're included. How to plant them, how to maintain them, how to make them bigger if you want as they grow, and how to care for them, although they're very easy care. Even if you think you're a brown thumb, you're actually a green thumb because of leaf and petal. Well, are we ready to go to the Skype? Okay. Hey, Rick, if you do me a favor and just type it up when they're ready so I can jump right to them, that would be awesome. And here's what we're doing. Miss Rochelle's joining me. She is a phenomenal landscape designer, and she joins us. Hello, Miss Rochelle. It is good to see you this evening.
Hi there, how are you?
I gotta tell you, I am so happy because roses make everyone smile, and they make your home feel so wonderful when you're surrounded by them.
Yes, yes. You know, it's so funny you say that, because I was just reading this little story earlier today. I just happened upon it. I think it was in Vogue magazine, actually, and it was talking about this study that was done between flowers and like chocolates and I don't know, some other very nice thing. And they did this study about which of these things makes you happier. And roses, well, it was flowers in general, but 100% of the time gave you the most happy feeling of all of these like perfectly lovely, nice things you could send to somebody. Flowers make you happy. They just really do.
Yeah, and you know what, flowers anytime. You know, I've started, especially during this time, Rochelle, because I'm stuck at home, I wanted to bring some beauty into this, what can be kind of a sad circumstance. And I went to the store with my mask and the whole thing, and I saw these flowers, and so far I've been buying a bouquet every couple of weeks because I truly wanted to bring something with beauty into my home, simply to make my heart happier. So this is very near and dear to me, whether it's in regular times or simply right now. Also, I think, Rochelle, as you know, so many people are really looking at their home, their decks, their gardens, their balconies, and saying, how can I bring real beauty into these spaces? Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm doing it myself. I'm spending so much more time. And I'm a gardener for a living, and I am spending so much more time this year improving my space. One, because I'm not sure, you know, when am I going to be able to go on that vacation that we've had a couple vacations planned? When am I going to be able to enjoy places beyond this? But I'm lucky that I do have a yard and I can plant things. I can grow all kinds of things. Flowers, namely, is what I prefer. I also grow vegetables and stuff like that too. But flowers are my personal favorite because, yeah, I mean, it's just really satisfying not only to be able to cut and bring things inside, but also just to kind of reconnect with nature and feel, for me, anxiety and stress just melts away when I am in my garden. So the more flowers, the better. The more plants, the better, as far as I'm concerned. I love to surround myself with them. So these two are fantastic. And I've been growing these. By the way, these are knockout roses. I want to make sure that we know the difference, because roses are, of course, a beautiful, beautiful plant and the prize of any garden. But knockout roses are kind of a whole different thing. Knockout roses, which is what you're going to get here, 2 double knockout roses. So the double referring to the double amount of petals, a pink and a red. The knockout roses really revolutionized the rose growing world when they came out about 20 years ago. And basically, I mean, I know when I was a baby gardener, when I was just buying my first home like 20 something years ago, I grew up with my mom and my grandparents, all gardeners. And I remember my mom saying to me, I don't know, don't start with roses, sweetie, because they're a little tricky. And I didn't. I was scared of them, as she was a big rose grower. But the thing is knockout roses changed all of that, because all of those problems that you associate with growing roses and what does make growing roses kind of tricky was all taken away with knockout roses. They are pest resistant. They don't get the fungus that a lot of them get. They bloom like crazy. They have this nice shape. They're not kind of, a lot of times the roses the old-fashioned types and stuff, they don't have the best foliage. These have a nice foliage. They're just these massive performers in your garden. You really cannot go wrong with them. They're basically, we talk about daylilies here on HSN a lot. We have a lot of those to offer. And I always tell people how they are the easiest plant to grow. I would say the only thing that even approaches that is knockout roses, which is crazy to say because most roses just are not that easy, but knockouts are
truly a knockout.
That's
thus the great name.
Really, that's what's so exciting about knockout roses. They are such a premier rose plant.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's kind of go through the process, because number one, it doesn't matter what zone you are, they're going to work, and I think that's so important. They're shipping to you right away. But let's start, well, basically in the beginning. We're not just getting a little teeny stick and then we've got to pray 10 years from now we're going to see a rose. Explain what I'm showing here, if you will.
Yeah, so I have mine here, and what you're getting, these are actually, so first of all, let me just tell you, when you buy a rose in a nursery and you're getting that potted container, you're going to get basically this, but it will be planted with dirt all around it. But what you're not going to get is the age of this. Potted roses are not that old. They're about a year old, whereas these are 2 years old. So that means they are essentially probably twice as big. What we do is we grow them in the field. So this is a very different type of product. Potted roses are grown in pots, totally different sort of thing. This type of plant, as soon as it gets into your garden, because it hasn't been grown in the pot and therefore being constricted by the edges of the container and all that, this is used to spreading out. This was grown in the field. We pruned its roots back. It's got all of this life and vigor of a really healthy 2-year-old plant. These plants were 24 inches by 24 inches when they were harvested. Wow. So we prune them back just as you would, when you're pruning your roses back in your garden. And so then when we bring them to market here and you purchase one and put it in your garden, all of that growth that comes out, you're basically getting that 2 years of growth all at once, because all of that is right there ready to go. It's as if you've been planting, it's as if you planted this garden, it's as if you planted this rose in your garden like 2 years earlier. You've
Right,
got that 2-year
right.
jump start, basically.
Which is huge, because a lot of times if you're trying to do something and you're trying to buy a plant like this, you get just this little starter thing, and then you're like, okay, this is gonna be 10 years before I see anything. You're getting that jump start. It is like these were planted in a container or in your garden or in your yard 2 years ago. So you already have that head start. And I want you to see, Chris, if we can go really close up, they really are ready to go. These are about to start blooming, which is so exciting. You know, I think the reason we go through drive-thrus is because we like to get our food instantly. We don't like to wait. This is gonna give you that satisfaction and that gratification very rapidly. I think a lot of us who try to garden and we're like, oh man, you know, I don't have the patience. I don't wanna wait forever to see something happen. Because of the way Leaf and Petal has set this up, you're gonna get that quick satisfaction. The planting of these are very easy. They're very hardy. That's important. I know Rochelle was referring to that. You don't have to be a fabulous gardener to really make these work. Also, what I love about this, if you've got a really boring yard right now and you want to go from blah to stunning, I mean blockbuster beautiful, get more than one of these. These will grow and can grow to be very large bushes. I mean, really showstoppers. If you want to do a whole hedge, get 4 of these and you're gonna have the most glorious yard. And here's what I would do, why I would do it early. We don't have a lot of these for the entire day. We're gonna sell a whole bunch of these before the day's over. It is a fantastic deal from a brilliant company who give you a 1-year warranty on these. So a year from now, if you're not, even 60 days from now, 90 days, you know, whatever, they're gonna give you a year, a manufacturer's 1-year warranty. If you're not thrilled, you can still get your refund. They're gonna take care of you if you're not happy. That's why we go with this company, with Leaf and Petal, and that's why they stand behind their product. If they didn't, they'd be out of business. So clearly, they've had a lot of success. But when you see the blooms, when you take these and clip them and putting them in arrangement in your home, when you give them to that neighbor who's been a real doll to you during this kind of tough time, this is just something that's so exciting. And they are perennials. They'll come back year after year after year. And Rochelle, something I found out that was interesting is, say here in Florida, I understand not only we get blooms, but we will get them for a long time when they bloom.
Yes, yes, that's another big feature of the knockout roses is that length of bloom time. Again, it's the breeding of the knockout roses that revolutionized this industry for rose growing and rosarians and people who want to have big, beautiful, gorgeous blooms like this and roses in their garden. I just wanted to go back to what you were saying about the hedging. I actually have kind of a hedge of these. Mine are the singles. I planted it, oh gosh, probably about 10 years ago, of red ones. And I have to say, I do absolutely nothing to them. And they come back year in and year out, and they just bloom and bloom and bloom. I mean, all summer long, they're the last thing. Even I've taken pictures in November. I'm up here in Boston before that first freeze, and I still have blooms on those. It's shocking. And they're just about to start, I would say, in another 3 weeks, maybe. I'm seeing the buds coming out now. It's still a little bit early. But yeah, as soon as they start, they're not going to stop. So that is what's so exciting about these particular roses is that bloom period goes right, you know, from sort of early summer, right at the beginning of the summer, all the way through to the frost, if you get a frost.
So nice. Okay, now how shall I plant? Let's say I want to do a hedge like that. How much space should I put in between them?
So these are going to get to be about 3 to 4 feet in width and height. So if you want to have them grow together in a hedge, you're going to want to plant them on somewhere between 3 and 4 foot centers is what we say. So about 3 to 4 feet between each stem. Okay.
And then let's say I want to use them as a container, because I understand they make great container roses.
They do, they do. And I've got mine actually planted, the ones that I just got. I put them in a nice big container like you've got there. I would say, I've got one right here too. I would go minimum of 16-inch container. Okay. But the bigger, the better, because the more root space you can give this, the more you're going to be able to get it bigger up top and more blooms. And also the easier it will be to care for, because just know that when you go with a smaller container, you have to water it more and you have to feed it more. So giving it a little more root space is better. But I do want to tell you something too, as far as planting them. When you plant them, you want to, they're very easy. All you need to do is you can kind of see right on the stalk where the original dirt line was. You'll see that when yours arrives. And you just need to basically plant it to that same dirt level. Just kind of put it in the soil. You're going to dig a hole. But one thing I want to show you is right under here, you can see that there's this like kind of hollow area. When you dig your hole, you'll dig a nice hole. You'll set your plant in. But what I want you to do is just put a mound of dirt kind of in the center here, because you want to ensure that this sort of hollow spot under here also makes good root contact with the dirt. And then you'll be off to the races with your roses. Just fill that back in, give it a nice water. And you can see that mine here, most of them, well, I do have one that doesn't have any green shoots off of it yet. Yours may or may not arrive with the green shoots off of it. If it doesn't, don't worry. It will happen, and they will start to put the shoots out, and you'll get these big, beautiful shrubs really just right away. I mean, 30 to 60 days, you're going to have those flowers coming out, because these are mature rose bushes is what you're getting, mature rose bushes.
Right, it's just, and like I said, a lot of places that are mail order or that you get a catalog for them, they'll send you out just one little stick and you're like, oh good Lord, this is gonna take me 10 years to get any kind of production out of it. With these, and again, I'm gonna show mine close up, guys. If you don't mind showing this, I want you to see, in fact, this is thick. It's really hardy. It's not one of those little wimpy, like I said, sticks. I mean, it's really a beautiful, beautiful plant to begin with. But right there, can you see, these are literally ready to explode. So within 30 to 60 days, can you imagine whether this is on your balcony or your patio, your deck, or you're putting them out in the yard, you're all of a sudden gonna see these explosion of these multi-petaled, vigorous roses, that brilliant, brilliant red, which is so gorgeous, that soft, pretty pink. There's such satisfaction in that. And again, you don't have to be a green thumb. Don't worry, because Leaf and Petal has figured it out. They know most of us are not experienced gardeners like Rochelle. We're like, oh please, I hope I can grow these. They made it really easy. Now here's the scoop though. This is an exclusive deal you can only find here at HSN. Don't worry about your zone. A lot of people think, oh, am I in the right zone? It doesn't matter. Everybody is in the right zone. Our timing couldn't be more perfect. You can plant these right away when you get them at home, but you cannot get this offer anywhere else. Remember, normal roses, I thought this was interesting, are about 5 to 13 petals. These are double. They're 18 to 25 petals, and you can really see they aren't your typical boring rose sometimes you get for Mother's Day or Valentine's Day. You know how they're kind of wimpy looking. These, in fact, you just pick any of them. Look how dense the petals are. Look at that. Look at how incredible is that? Have you ever seen a rose that dense? Most of us are used to the kind of wimpy roses we see at the grocery store or a floral shop. Never this kind of beauty and density that you see here. And again, that's that whole story about the double knockout roses. And think about this as a gift idea. Do you have a couple people in your neighborhood have been wonderful to you right now? They're checking in on you. They come to the driveway and say, hey, do you need anything? These will come right to your door. Can you imagine the next time they stop by, you hand this to them and say, I want to say thank you because you've helped me so much during this time. You keep one, give the red away, or you keep the red, give the pink away, whichever. This would be just the neatest, neatest gift, and how unexpected. Also, I'll tell you something else really cool to do. What you might want to think of is we have what's called delivery direct. Now here's what I would do. Let's say you're not going to be around your mom. You haven't seen her a really long time. It could be a family member. It could be a birthday. Order this from us, but tell us where to send it. And so instead of sending just some dumb flowers that cost a fortune, I mean, how much will you spend on a dozen roses that will die quickly and they're only one use? Why not send this? And can you imagine how neat and unusual and unique that'll be for that special gift for somebody you love? Also, I love it because Leaf and Petal has a great plant food. I do want to mention this too. Really easy. They almost look like those little gel pods, right? Yeah. You get 50 of these. They're available. I only have 900 left for the whole day. These could very well sell out in this airing or tonight in this show. And Rochelle, why do I need the extra little plant concentrate?
Well, so I mean, all plants need just a little fertilizing, whether they're vegetables or house plants or roses and perennials and things that are blooming in your garden. And what's really nice about ours is these make it so simple. Basically, one of those little pouches, put it in 1 gallon of water. So 1 pouch to 1 gallon, and then you can water anything. You can water any of those houseplants, roses, vegetables, whatever. It's a great all-purpose fertilizer that will encourage bigger blooms, more blooms. It just gives the plants the nourishment that they need. And what's great about this too is that this is just a nice all-purpose fertilizer. Some fertilizers you can really overdo it and what we call burn the plants. This one you can't do that. It is just a nice general one. So long as you do the 1 gallon of water to 1 pouch, you can water it water your roses or whatever with that mixture once a week, once every other week. That's what I usually do. And you'll get, just that extra vigor, extra production, extra vegetables, extra health, extra leaves, all of that. It'll be very happy plants.
Okay, just want to mention too, speaking of watering, I think this is cool. It's called a collapsible watering can. Or not can. I think they're so cute. We have orange or we have green. So we have you really set up, whether it's gonna be that new rose bush you have on your deck. Maybe you live in New York City and you're like, oh my gosh, all I have is a teeny little square. Put it in a container, and can you imagine having your own fresh roses? But I love these because they collapse down, so they're really space saving as opposed to great big watering cans kind of we're used to. I think that's a really smart idea. All right guys, so what's happening tonight? This is so important, and James has got a great shot of this. You're getting both of these. You're getting one of the red roses and one of the pink rose bushes. They're gonna come to you, and within 30 to 60 days, just a little squeak of time, all of a sudden you're gonna see those start to bloom and the magic begins. Whether you cut them to use them as arrangements to give as gifts, however, just to enjoy them. Maybe they're on your front porch. Maybe you have that really boring space in your yard and you're like, look, I need a quick answer. These are like getting roses that have been planted 2 years ago. You're getting the jump start, and again, that's why you want to get them from us. Now, we have something really cool happening today as well. If you have your HSN card, get it out, because for every $75 you spend today, and this is only one day, we're gonna immediately take $15 off, and guess what? You can use that code over and over again. So let's say you're watching and you're saying, man, I want roses. I want them in my yard, I want them everywhere. Remember, if you're getting multiples, so basically 3 sets, 6 plants, we're gonna immediately save you an additional $15 on that offer. And that's on anything. Just use your HSN card and remember that code. Also, we have 3 flex pays. I love that. You're gonna only spend $10 tonight, and imagine the joy you will bring into your life season after season after season on 10 bucks. You pay it off in 3 months, and even we've included free shipping. So you're not spending any money to ship these. That's why you should get a set for you, a set for your mom. Anybody who's kind of blue right now and you really want to make them happy, this would be such a cool gift for anybody that you're thinking of. Maybe someone is sad, or maybe you haven't seen your mom or somebody special in your life for quite a while, maybe several months now. Send this to them, say, I love you, I'm sending you roses, and we're making it easy for you to plant them and enjoy them. So Rochelle, a couple quick notes on this too. They are hardy. It doesn't matter where you live, these will work, right?
Right. So these are good all the way down to zone 3, which is everything in the lower continental United States. So doesn't matter where you live, you're going to be able to grow these roses. That is not necessarily true for lots and lots of roses. They do have very specific zones. In fact, I just went to one of the box stores the other day, and I'm in zone 5, and I saw they were selling roses that were for zone 7, which was just shocking to me because they're not going to live. So you do have to be careful with some roses, but not these.
Right.
These are perfectly okay no matter where you live because they are very hardy. Again, these are the knockout style roses. If you see them in the market, you usually see them with a very premium price because they are so disease resistant. They are so, I mean, these just throw out hundreds and hundreds of blooms. They are just a tremendous value in roses and plants in general. Like the wow factor that you get for the money is just insane. But the other thing I want, have you ever heard the gardeners saying, first they sleep, then they creep, then they leap?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard? Yeah, so that's what I think about with these because we're talking about plants, when we plant them, we kind of expect this 3-year cycle with many of them. The first year they sleep, they're just kind of getting settled in, and then the next year they creep, they start to grow a little bit, and then the third year they leap and they grow a lot. And I just want to say what we've done here with these, because these are already 2 years old, you're on the third year right from the start. So you've already skipped the sleep and the creep, and now you're going to get the leap, which is what's so fantastic about bare root roses specifically, because they have been harvested as 2-year-old plants to be sent to you. And that is just such a, I mean, I know a lot of rosarians who plant and people who specialize in rose gardens, and they would never plant potted roses for big kind of rose projects. They would go with a product like this because they want a bigger impact faster. So this is really, what we do in the industry when we want to grow roses really effectively. We get bare root roses that are 2-year-old roses, because in that first year, 30, 60 days later, you're going to have just this, huge growth, and you're immediately going to have all of that satisfaction of getting all those blooms right there in that first year. You're not going to have to do the sleeping and the creeping, and with your garden.
Yeah, I like we get to skip 1 and 2 and just go right to 3. That's important.
Just go to 3.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about it too is you guys have just made it so easy. It's such a simple thing to do, and I love it because, Rochelle, every single one of you will get the instructions with it. They're super easy to follow. You don't have to be a master gardener. You can be just a Joe Schmo. Gosh, I just really want beautiful roses on that container, on that porch, on the deck, on my balcony, or quite frankly, all over your yard. Whatever your circumstance is, there's nothing more beautiful than having flowers and roses in your life. It just makes you happy all the time. And I think sometimes with the kind of sad news floating around, we can use this kind of beautiful, natural happiness in our lives. So treat yourself tonight. What a great way to be able to bring a lot of life and a lot of happiness and a lot of beauty into your world right now, which I think we're all looking for, right? Okay, so let me show you a couple more things coming up. And by the way, guys, we're busy for this. Please remember you're getting both the pink and the red. You're gonna get these gorgeous bushes down the road. Well, we really do have your backyard goodies covered, including our Bionic Force water hose. This is amazing because I'm telling you what, it is strong as all get out. And what I love about this is we have it on sale, and we brought in everything we have for the whole season right now. Now, I know in a couple of the sizes we're down to the last couple thousand. So if you do not have your Bionic hose yet, or you have an old green hose that's a hot mess to work with, then this is the night you want to stock up, because once these are sold out for this season, then we will not be bringing them back in. We have a lot more to go. As a matter of fact, stay with us. You have to see the hibiscus coming up next. Now, it's just not a little, it's a hibiscus. It is like, wow, okay? So stick around, that's coming up as we clean up your backyard.
They say home is where the heart is. So when I'm at home, I want it to feel warm and welcoming and full of things that make me smile and make life just a little bit easier. Join me today at 10 a.m. for your weekly look at the latest ways to make your home a haven.
It's the Memorial Day sale. It all starts Friday. Don't miss exclusive weekend-only deals and new products from the brands you love. Big names, big deals, all weekend long, only on HSN.
We use goat milk because we had it, and that's how our company started. But what we learned over the years is how beneficial goat milk is, not only for the skin, for your body.
Goat milk adds moisture to your skin. It's really the most amazing ingredient.
People really do notice the hydration of their skin. The farm to skin difference only with Beekman 1802.
Well, we're sprucing up your backyard or your front yard, or it could be your patio. It could be a little teeny porch if that's what you have. And there's nothing better to do it than live flowers. Truly, there isn't. By the way, we have you all covered on anything you need around your home when it comes to gardening in our 2 hours tonight. And I'm Suzanne Runyon. Thanks for joining us. Okay, now we're going to move on to, and it's not your choice. Just like our today's special, you're getting both of these. This is the 2-piece Hearty Giant Hibiscus. And we're talking about giant, okay? Like, this is my hand. I'm gonna do this right. This is my hand. One petal of these are about the size of my hand. That to me is remarkable. That's how giant these are. And again, you're getting both. And what you're getting in this set is you're getting Candy Crush, and that's gonna be the pink that you see on my left. And the other one you're getting is called Mars Madness. That is that beautiful, rich burgundy red. And guys, can we get a better shot, if you don't mind, real quick? Just because I want you to see the size of this petal, and this is the one petal I wanna work with right here because it's huge. That's one petal, that's my hand. It's actually a little bit bigger than my hand. That's incredible. And hibiscus are just beautiful, beautiful flowers. So Rochelle rejoins me, of course. Hi, Rochelle, welcome back. I wanna get into this because even when I walked into the studio, I was like, now that's a hibiscus.
That is a hibiscus,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a big hibiscus.
That is a big hibiscus. And you know what's so fantastic about these is these are actually native to the United States, and that's why they grow so well. These also, like the roses, grow all the way from the northern part of the lower 48 all the way down. They are very, very hardy. In the native habitat that they are were bred, these were bred from, they like wetlands. And so these are gonna do really well in a part of your garden that maybe is particularly damp. I like to think of them as a really nice problem solver. I have a lot of clients come to me as a landscape designer always wondering, how to deal with maybe a drainage issue or whatever. And of course you need to deal with the drainage issue, but if you do just have that area that always maybe is a little wet, a little bit longer than everywhere else, this is the perfect plant to plant there, because that wetness is just going to be loved by this plant and is just going to make it even bigger and even better, because it loves a little bit of extra moisture and kind of to be around, or maybe if you have a little pond or something, anything that you have that's wet. Of course, you can just water it as well. But this is just such a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. I mean, the blooms are enormous. They make you feel like you're in the tropics, no matter whether you're in Michigan or Boston or, just Montana for that matter. They will be perfectly happy in these environments, and you are going to get these ginormous, beautiful, tropical hibiscus blooms all over your shrubs. And these are good sized shrubs, by the way. You can also make these into a hedge. These are also going to get 3 to 4 feet tall each. They go great as a hedge. So if you want to plant multiple of them, you'll have this beautiful hedge of these with just these big, beautiful blooms. They start kind of a little bit later. I will say that they're more of a mid to late summer, right through the fall. But once they get going, they are amazing.
Yeah. Now I want to show everybody what they're getting. So what should we expect, and how do we plant this?
Yeah, so this is similar to the rose, actually. You get this, they're shipped bare root, and yet you can see on yours there, you have shoots already coming out. You basically the same thing. You're going to put it in the ground, just burying it, just so this top little bit of the stem comes out, and that is basically it. Water it in, keep it watered, and you should have a good plant coming up by midsummer, and you should have blooms later in the year.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Again, they're already skipping those first couple of stages because they bring exclusively to you a more mature start, as opposed to just a little stick that's going to take forever. Once again, you always get all the instructions to go with it, so you're not in the lurch. When you get it at home, you'll know exactly what to do. It's very simple, but I love the fact because they give you how to plant it, how to maintain it, and how to make it, really its very best. What I'm amazed at too is you get both of these. Once again, it's just this incredible, incredible value. And boy, I'll tell you what, if you've ever been somewhere where they have hibiscus, they're breathtaking. They're some of the most glorious and beautiful, and I think powerful flowers, Rochelle, to have in your world. Whether, again, it's a container or it's in a big garden or a small garden, there's such amazing flowers. Now, I do know that you must have a frost in your area, basically, to have success with the hibiscus, correct?
Yeah. So, I mean, you're gonna not have this problem so much down in Florida, but yeah, I like these in a container where I live in Boston, and I will plan to bring my container. I'm just gonna drag it into the garage because I do that with most of my containers, but it'll still get cold, and this will die back, but then it will put out the new growth again year in and year out. This is a perennial plant, so it comes with our 1-year guarantee. And on the back of that brochure, by the way, I just want to point out, that's where you can find not only all of our contact details for Leaf and Petal through social media and whatnot, you can reach out to us, but there's also a 1-800 number. And we have gardeners who are, that is all they do is they wait for you to call and ask questions. So if you have any trouble with any of our plants at all, you just call us and we will answer whatever questions you have, help you identify problems, whatever it is. And ultimately, if the plant has a big problem and isn't thriving and surviving, we'll take care of it and we'll get you a new one.
See, that's awesome. All right, Rochelle, I've got to say goodbye to you for now. I will see you in about 30 minutes when we take another look at our very popular Rose Today special. So thank you, darling. But we got to move on because we have a lot more. In fact, let me give you an update. Wow, we have sold almost 3,000 pairs of our today's special. What are you getting? You're getting both the red and the pink roses. Now, this is so important to understand. A rose is not always a rose. These are literally called the double knockout roses. Why? Because you have 5 to 13 petals. How about 18 to 25 petals per rosebud? That is so much more substantial than even you see roses like in a garden or floral shop. They're really big and they're bold and they're beautiful and they're truly amazing. Now, we have an exceptional price. This is the #1, listen to this, #1 landscaping rose in the country. They're very expensive roses to buy on your own. They have put together in Leaf and Petal an incredible offer. It's literally for one day only though. And I love the idea, use our delivery direct. Instead of just sending someone flowers, send them the plant and we will do that for you. All you do is say, bill it to me, but I want you to send it to somebody else. And guess what? Whether it's coming to you or going to someone else, it's still free shipping. What a great day to do really neat, unique gifts. Because, what do you do now? So many of my friends says, gosh, I haven't seen my mom in 2 months, or I haven't seen my sister, or I was so sad because a baby was born and I couldn't see him in my family because I can't go visit him. Why not send them real roses, real flowers? That would be so amazing that they can plant in honor of the birthday or the special occasion. I think it'd be a neat idea. All right, so how are you gonna keep all the great plants alive and blooming and really exploding better than ever? Well, you've got to have Spray and Grow. Spray and Grow is one of the most unique plant companies in the world. They've been around for a long time. They have a guarantee unlike any other fertilization or plant nutrient spray out there. It's called, they basically cover it to the bottom of the bottle, which we love that. Their bottom of the bottle guarantee. Now I'm gonna show you the sizes we have and then we'll get into Spray and Grow. If you want anything from your brand new roses, your new hibiscus, your hydrangeas, whatever plants you have, whatever vegetable you have, whatever indoor plant you have, to really grow wildly well, you've got to be using Spray and Go as part of your routine. It's just not watering the plants, take them to that next level. Okay, so I have the 16 ounce, I have the 32 ounce, I have the 64 ounce, and I have the gallon. Now here's the scoop. We're almost completely sold out of the 64, but here's what you wanna do. For less than 2 of these make my gallon. You will spend over $104 if you buy 2 of the 64. You might as well get the gallon at $51.90, or excuse me, at $89.95. So your best value is don't buy 2 of the 64, just get 1 of the gallon, because that is the best value of all of these. We double the amount, but did not double the price in the gallon version. And by the way, there's no shelf life on this. So if you get the gallon, don't worry, you're covered for a long time. It doesn't reduce its efficiency if it sits on a shelf. So we got a lot to get to. Look at before and afters. These are always the best before and afters. I love Spray and Grow, and these are all independently sent in by people who just love how Spray and Grow worked. I think these are the best because you go from kind of an okay plant to wow, and there's literally millions and millions and millions, including me, of people who love this, because if you're a brown thumb, you become a green thumb, and if you're a green thumb, you become an emerald thumb because of the Spray and Grow brilliance. Joining me is Kerry Mobley, and she's one of our lawn and garden experts. Hi, Kerry, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Welcome to my garden. It's so nice to see you.
Oh my gosh, you look so glorious with all those pretty flowers and florals
I'm
around
with my
you.
people. Yes, I'm so happy to be in the garden. It's a little creepy at night, but you know what? The plants don't mind, and so I'm so glad to be here. So what is Spray and Grow? Well, listen, like Rochelle was saying, plants do need food, and so that's kind of the fertilizer. But what Bill Muskoff realized, and he was the chemist and the gardener who created Spray and Grow, what he realized is these 17 micronutrients, they are like the vitamins for your plants. And what that's going to give you is more, bigger, and better. So this is a concentrate, right? So you're only going to mix like 2 teaspoons with, you know, any spray bottle. We also have a sprayer available if you have a lot of property or maybe dexterity issues. You let it sit for about 15 minutes and you spray it right on the plants. Now, the way it works is with something called foliar feeding. Plants have little pores on them, just the way people do. And so it's up to 10 times more effective. So you're going to get that more, bigger, better, more blooms, more fruits, more vegetables, bigger fruits and vegetables. Look at how gorgeous those peppers are. I mean, this is a guy from Clarkston, Michigan, which is my hometown. Those are 14-inch long peppers. And Spray and Grow is totally non-toxic. And it's used by professional farmers as well. These are people whose lives depend on their plants to succeed. And like you mentioned earlier, Suzanne, all of these pictures were sent in from just regular gardeners, just people like you and me who were so blown away with how awesome Spray and Grow works that they wanted to send in pictures. Aren't they gorgeous?
Oh my gosh, and you know what? It couldn't be easier. Like I said, if you think you're a brown thumb and you want to instantly be a green thumb, add Spray and Grow. If you're a green thumb and you want to go to emerald, you know you're using Spray and Grow if you've gone that way. I do want to mention, if you want the 64 ounce, we're down to the final quantity. This will sell out tonight before we get done with this show. Remember, we double the size on the gallon, but we didn't double the price. Also, this is a concentrate, Kerry. Can you kind of explain how we mix it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have a really great animation that shows it as well.
Oh, perfect.
Here we go. You're going to take those 2 teaspoons and you mix it in any spray bottle, just rinse it out, and you're going to spray it right onto the leaves, right on the fruits, right on the vegetables. It's totally non-toxic, so it's not going to hurt you. It's safe around pets or your children, and you are going to get those results. That more, bigger, better. Spray and Grow actually intensifies the sugar content of the fruits and vegetables. So you really are bringing that plant to its full potentials. This is that green thumb in a bottle. So that concentrate, by the way, we do say you can use this about once every 2 weeks. I use mine once a week. It is so, it doesn't damage your plants. You can't use too much of it, but it just works so well that I use it at least once a week. Right. So you can use it on anything that's green and grows. So your fruits, your vegetables, your flowers, those new beautiful roses, if you happen to get them from Leaf and Petal. But even if you have houseplants or maybe a patch of grass that just can't quite make it, if you Spray and Grow on it, we guarantee it. You can use the entire bottle, and if it's not everything we are promising you it is, we will give you your money back. You have nothing to lose with this bottom of the bottle guarantee. So we're talking non-toxic. It's scientifically proven to give you more, bigger, better. How about more tomatoes, sweeter, juicier tomatoes? It's so easy, you just spray it right on. How about orchids? When you're like, oh my gosh, I finally have one orchid. Well, how about having 17 or 18 on one plant?
Wow.
It is absolutely easy to do.
Oh my gosh, look at this one. Okay, these look a little puny. Look how big this is. And here's the story. Same row, same seed, same soil, same fertilizer. Green beans treated with Spray and Grow on the right. That is a normal green bean. Look what happened. And they taste so much sweeter and so much better. This is the thing. If you have any kind of green plants in your life or any kind of florals, you've got to get Spray and Grow. I wouldn't be without it. And I think a lot of people, Kerry, they get upset because they're like, well, I can't grow anything. I'm terrible. I'm such a brown thumb. Really, once you get Spray and Grow, it's so simple and the results are so good that chances are you're going to really be happy and you go, oh, I can grow something. Now, Kerry did mention if you want to do our electronic sprayer, we have this. It runs on batteries. And what it does is you're actually going to fill the container with the concentrate, with the dilution. And then you're just, as Kerry said, you're just spraying the plants and you're just going to do the tips and the leaves of the plants. Kerry, you say you could do it every 2 weeks, you do it once a week. You know, it's really that simple. And then you walk away and you're done. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait for you to see the results. Here's a good one, Miss Kerry. This one's great. This one is, it says, these, wait, hold on one second. This is, plants were purchased at the same time, received same water and light. Only difference with Spray and Grow, you have a customer for life. So look at that. There,
Yes.
here.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And that's a simple house plant. You know what else I love? You can use it, of course, on your house plants, but around the holidays, if you happen to get cut Christmas trees, and Suzanne, you simply spray it right on your Christmas tree, it's going to make it last longer.
Okay, I appreciate this picture because they gave us a tennis ball for a reference. Look at, that's a tennis ball's a good size. I play a lot of tennis. Look how giant that tomato is. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, look at this leaf. That's bigger than the palm of her hand.
That's basil. Can you believe that?
No, no
That is
way.
1 feet of basil. That's what Spray and Grow does. This is the Spray and Grow difference. How about that watermelon? That is an award-winning watermelon. It's just a fantastic, it's the secret to my success. I've given it to so many of my friends as a gift. And you said it. Listen, maybe you just bought a couple flowers for the front of the house, maybe the walkway, maybe a couple hanging baskets, and you think to yourself, ho-hum, what am I doing wrong? Well, your plants need this Spray and Grow. They need the vitamins for the plants. You can't get this in any fertilizer. This is different than anything you would get at a big box store. And this is by far the best price that you will find anywhere. We always have an awesome deal for our HSN viewers because, listen, check out the reviews. This is a customer pick. People love it. How many tomatoes do you want? Isn't that stunning?
Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And again, imagine if your front yard looked like this, you guys. Okay, I have to give you an update. The 64 is sold out. As Kerry said, we have the best deal anywhere. Can you find Spray and Grow? You bet you can. It's gonna be in all the really nice boutique garden centers. You're gonna find it everywhere. We always have the very best value anywhere in the country, so you wanna get your Spray and Grow from us. Another quick note on this too is we're down to 3 sizes. This is the 16 ounce, the 32 ounce, and this is the gallon. Please remember, if you missed out on the 64, you're gonna double on the gallon, but we did not double the price. So of all 3 sizes, the gallon is by far the very best value. And please remember, no shelf life issues. You can sit this on the shelf, and even if it takes 5 years to get through the gallon, clear to the bottom of the bottle, they're gonna stand behind their Spray and Grow. So when you finally get to the end of this, and it lasts a very long time, because you don't use a lot, you're gonna be able to, if you're not absolutely thrilled, still get a refund from your money from Spray and Grow. That's how much they believe in their products, and they stand by their products, but that's how much it works, because this is a company. Kerry, how long have they been around? And then I'm gonna wrap it up with you here in just a second.
Yeah, 40 years, something like that.
Wow.
Bill must put this together. You know, with the home shopping network, I would say, you know, or television networks, you know, 20 plus years.
Sure.
It's a staple in your garden. It should be. And the other thing is, it's a concentrate. So it really, that big one really will last you over 4 years.
Wow.
You're going to love it. Once you start using it, you're going to say, this is what I needed.
Right.
You know, gardening is competitive. You don't have to tell anybody your secret. It's safe with us.
I love that. All right, so thanks, Kerry, so much for joining us tonight. And again, please read the reviews, guys, because they're just phenomenal. Spray and Grow, I have Spray and Grow. I wouldn't be without it. I'm actually trying to do a trailing ivy on the deck of our new little teeny little place we moved in. And what is it? Spray and Grow, because I know I'm gonna get faster results because of using it. All right, we gotta keep moving on because we have a lot more. And again, what are we doing tonight? It's all about taking care of your backyard, your front yard, really all around your house when it comes to bringing the beauty of gardens and gardening, and maybe it's just watering your plants or maybe cleaning the car right now. We've got an awesome hose. Now, this hose is unlike any other hose out there, and we're gonna prove that in just a second. But I kinda wanna tell you the story behind it. We have 2 colors. We have either the black or we have the blue. We also have a special nozzle that comes with it, which actually has 7 spray positions that are included with our exclusive configuration. Now here's the sizes we have. We start at 50 foot, we have a 70 foot, and we have a 100 foot as an option. Now, little heads up. The 100 foot typically sells out first. Everybody's just like, well, I'm just gonna go for the big long one. Okay, because if you're at 75 feet for $34, for a few bucks more, you might as well get the 100 foot. And people want the length as well. So don't wait if you want that largest option. But why has it been so popular? Well, to tell you, Lou Caputo is gonna be joining me in just a second. But I'll tell you what's really cool. So in front of me, I'll show you this right here. We are talking about, guys, do you know the length of this, Ben? This is 100 foot, is it really? Okay, good. All right, so here. Now, how many of you have ever had one of those old nasty green hoses? and they weigh a ton, and they're so annoying because you can never roll them back up. They never look as good as the day you bought them, right? This is 100 feet of some of the most durable hose you will ever own in your life. You can put it in a planting pot. That's how we have ours at home. We have a little pretty pot outside, and instead of having a gangly, horrible like hose and it's all over the place and it's too heavy and it's ugly, we literally tuck ours inside a pot and you can't even see it. So that's kind of the beauty of it. But what makes this extra special, it's truly its durability and its strength. And I know we've got some video to show you, but this is meant to really take it. This is meant to be very lightweight, but very strong. That's why it's called the Bionic Force. Of course, you get the nozzle on the front. It's gonna have 7 different spray patterns that you can use. And again, we have all 3 links back in stock, but that 100-footer always is the first to sell out, okay? And we've got FlexPay on everything. Lou is ready to go. Hi, Lou, welcome back. I saw you earlier, and I know we've got a couple of great items coming up tonight, and this is one of those.
We do? Yeah, this is one of those. And you know, this is one of those items that you look at it and you think like, wait a minute, I've seen something like this before. Well, that's because this hose, the Bionic Force hose, is modeled after the hose that firefighters use. And that's why when I hold it this way, you can see there that it's 1.25 inches thick. But then when I hold it sideways and there's no water in it, it lays flat. And that's one of the cool features of this. It's made from a material called MXZ7, okay? And what that means is it's gonna be very, very strong. It's very, very durable, but it's gonna be incredibly lightweight. One of my favorite features of this, Suzanne, is the handle. And that may not seem like a big deal, but if you've ever struggled to either put a nozzle on a hose or actually connect a hose to a spigot, okay, you could tell that that's what this is for, that handle there. So if you have any problems with limited mobility in your hands, arthritis or anything like that, you're gonna be able to use this and get a really, really great grip on this. Now, the other thing, Suzanne, is weight. Now, you've been playing around with this, you've been holding it. It's a very lightweight hose, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible, yeah. I mean, look at this, I can literally hold it in one hand. Yeah. It's that easy.
I mean, now, and you know, and here's the crazy thing, okay? I've got 2 digital scales here in front of me.
Okay.
And, you know, we put 125 feet, which is a length we don't have right now, but 125 feet of the Bionic Force hose on this scale. And then we put 125 feet of a regular rubber hose on the opposite scale. And what's interesting about this is, first of all, we had to go out and do a 100-foot length of garden hose, rubber garden hose, with a 25-foot length because nobody else makes the 125s. But beyond that, look at the weight difference. 17.6 pounds on the rubber hose, and then 6 pounds over here on the Bionic Force hose. So it's almost a 3 times difference in weight. And then add water on top of that, and think about dragging that around your yard.
Oh, right, exactly. Well, and the thing is, I love is that they even ran crush test on this. So, you know, a lot of times you get those awful green hoses and they get bent and they get cracked and all that. But talk about the crush test, will you?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing about this hose is that they have driven over this hose. I personally have driven over my hose, my Bionic Force hose, and it does nothing to it. It does nothing to hurt the hose, and they're made to be drug around the yard. They're made to be drug under your chain link fence. They're made to be go over your pavers. You know, any place where you need to use these, you absolutely can with the Bionic Force hose. Now, I want to show you something else. I'm going to stay here at my desk for a second. I want to show you one of the other interesting things about it, because it's not just about being lightweight, Suzanne. It's about being compact, okay? This bucket is just a standard bucket that anybody out there might use to wash their car, okay? But inside of it, this is actually over 100 feet of the Bionic Force hose in just a regular bucket. Look at that right there. So if you live in an apartment, an RV, if you're a boater, you can absolutely now have that length of hose that you need, but you don't need all the space to keep it like you would with 100 feet of a regular garden hose.
Yeah, it's so true, Lou, too. And here's the thing, I love the one you have bundled up there in the studio, the garden hose, that weighs like 17 pounds, because that is the first and last time it'll look that good. You know what I mean? You buy it and it's all nice and tight and wound up, and then once you clip it and it explodes, you never get it back. Or how many of you how many people in your family leave the hose on the ground because they won't take the time to roll it back in on that big honking thing, or they won't take it and strap it back over that hook because it's too awkward and it's too heavy? Does that make you insane? Well, if you are that person, just switch to the Bionic Hose. Now, something that's important to understand, again, as I predicted, the 100 foot is the most popular. It always sells out first. If you're gonna go big, go big. And again, because it takes up so little space, now you can have a 100 foot hose. How many of you have gone for 50 foot, but you can't get to the back of the yard? You know, you can't get to where you wanna wash your car. You know, you can't get to the back of the garden, or maybe you're planting some new grass and you can't reach it to water it because you don't wanna have to hassle with 100 feet of those green garden hoses. Well, that's why the 100 foot always sells out, because we really want that length, but we just don't want all the awkwardness of having the green hoses. This is great. 100 feet, literally I can hold it in one hand. It's very, very lightweight. It's very compact. Just please don't miss out because we have it in stock. Now, this is important too, because our spring season of selling gardening tools and gardening items is rapidly coming to a close, because obviously we're kind of rolling on into the summer. So what we have in stock of the Bionic hoses is all we have for the entire season. And I'll give you an update on that. In the 50 foot length, I have 3,000 left. Before I went on the air, in the 75 foot, which is again a great size, I have a little over 2,000 available. Now, I'm okay right now in the 100 foot, but we always bring more in because, again, that's the one that's always the most popular, and it is the same tonight. I love the fact we have two colors, blue or the black. And you know what, Lou? Something that I think a lot of us have discovered is one of the most simple things is I like having a clean car. But all of our car washes were closed. And I realized in the past I spent a lot of money going through a car wash, when really with a great hose like that, I can pretty much do it myself. Oh, is he frozen? Did we lose Lou? Okay, well, let me make my point, because I think this is important. A lot of us, I think, want to have great gardens. We want to get the Today's Special. We envision having these beautiful yards or beautiful balconies, and we got to water everything. Or we want to wash our car, and we haven't washed it for months now. Well, when you have something like this, the things that we would avoid because that green old bulky hose is just that, it's bulky, you'll now do. That's what I love about it. And as Lou said, oh my gosh, we are fortunate. We have a little boat that we own, but we need to have a hose because we're on salt water down here in Florida. So my husband has to run clean water through the engine every single time we use our boat. Guess what we have? We've got a Bionic hose. Not only does it reach to the end of our dock, but also it's easy to wrap it back up and store it away because it doesn't take up much space. Everybody needs a hose. If you live, even us, we've moved, we have no yard anymore. All we do is we have a patio. But guess what? I'm trying to grow ivies. I've got some succulent plants. We just like to spray and hose down our back patio. Well, again, you gotta have a hose. So we have now downsized to a very small space, but we realized we still needed a great hose because again, you're cleaning off things. You're cleaning off the deck. You know, you're watering the plants. You're gonna wash the car. Whatever it might be, really trust that Bionic hose tonight. All right, Lou, do I have you back, darling?
Yeah, I'm here, I think.
There you are. Now we've got you. Hi, buddy. What are you going to show us next?
Okay, real quick, I just want to show you right here a comparison of how you can reel these up here. This is a 100-foot length of a regular hose, and you could just see this is a mess. To your point of earlier, Suzanne, you know, they're never, ever going to be supple like they are when you first get them. And you can see, like, you know, this thing is just jammed on here. It looks terrible. And this is the Bionic Force hose right here, and that's 125 feet of it. So there's actually more on here, and we've got room for more as well on that reel. And then lastly, right here inside this flower pot, again, over 100 feet of the Bionic Force hose, and we could easily stick more in here if we wanted to. So that, you know, this hose is lightweight, it's compact. This is an excellent hose for anybody out there, especially this time of year where you're taking care of your yards.
Hey, Lou, real quick, can you put two of them together?
Absolutely. You could put any lengths together to make any length that you might need.
So you can make a 200-foot hose?
Oh, yes, you could.
There you go. And it'll still work great. All right, so get doubles tonight, right? All right, Lou, I know you're not going to go far. We have, by the way, the best-selling solar lights that we've offered here at HSN coming up with Lou, so you want to stick around to see those. If you want these really good, they're discs, and you literally set them down or put them up anywhere, and you get the most gorgeous walkway, path light, or yard lights. Lou's going to rejoin me to talk about those in just a bit. Please stay on the line for our Bionic hose. All right, so here's what's happening. We continue on with getting your backyard or your deck or your home or your mansion in great shape, whatever space you live in. We're gonna make it even prettier and better. We're gonna take another look at our wildly popular roses. I don't know if you saw them. Real rose bushes coming to your door at a very inexpensive price, and that's coming up just around the corner.
I feel brave and beautiful when I'm supported. I learned that most when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. With the right help, I was able to work and feel like myself again. Cancer in Career supports people continuing to work after a cancer diagnosis. You can help by shopping beauty with benefits on HSN and QVC. Find the beauty you love from these amazing brands and support this great cause. Plus, you'll receive a gift valued over $200 as our thanks. Shop now at HSN and QVC.
Get the best deals on the things you love with the HSN card. As an HSN card VIP, you'll get all kinds of perks, like 12-month VIP financing on select items, plus extra flex on beauty, jewelry, shoe, and fashion purchases all day, every day. And at least 8 VIP savings events a year. Includes fraud protection, and there's no annual fee. Apply now and instantly get $10 off when you're approved. Call 1-800-695-1418 or visit hsn.com/hsncard.
The